Hi, my name is Jade and this is How to App on iOS, and I hope you're doing okay. Today we're taking a look at a brand new app from the weird and wonderful world of Alex Nadzharov called Midifruuze. So let's oge! So what exactly is Midifruuze? Well, simply put, it's a live MIDI sampler that allows you to capture 10 seconds of MIDI data and replay it through a variation of playback modes to create interesting sounds, textures, and even syncopated rhythms. It's an AUv3 plugin and plays nicely in most DAWs, including Logic Pro for iPad from my testing. It's seriously a bunch of fun. It is available on the App Store for $3.99 and works on all iOS devices, including M Series Max and Apple Vision. But wait, because it is also available in a bundle for $7.99. You can see that bundle here. It comes along with two other new apps that I will cover in future episodes called Take a MIDI and MIDI Delay. Anyway, let's have a listen to an experimental piece that I whipped up in AUM, so let's oge. Well, let's take a look at how this thing works. Let's open a brand new project in AUM. Going to create a MIDI channel and an audio channel. In the audio channel, we're going to place a piano tech. Keep it nice and simple. Up here, we're going to put in one of Chemol K's apps. We'll put Bud, maybe Melody Bud. Now, I've set the BPM to 30, so it's nice and slow, just so we can create some kind of soundscapey stuff. Want to create a new node in here and put in Midifruuze. There it is. Now we need to connect Melody Bud to Midifruuze over here to piano text. So we'll do this now. We're going to go out from here into Midifruuze and then out from Midifruuze into piano tech. So they all should be connected. Let's open up Melody Bud. We should be in like a C major. So we'll just hit some random notes here, like so. And so now that should be traveling through here, into here, and out here. Should be all good. Now we're going to open up Midifruuze, make it full screen, and show you what happens. Whenever I hit play now, you can see it's recording these notes in here. Now I'm going to go in here and change the velocity of the gate of these notes. That's a little bit better. We'll put an effect on here, put like an tether. Okay, so what you're hearing now is the direct sound from Melody Bud sending through, and you can tell this because we have our through button connected. If I turn this off, You can still see the notes are being sent through here, but it's not making any sound. We're not getting the actual sound from the Bud app, our Melody Bud. Turn it back on. All right, so we've got 2 lanes here of MIDI that are recording. Let's bounce over to the settings first. Over here, you can decide how long you want to record. So you've got 10 seconds, 1 minute, or 10 minutes. If we move this to 1 minute and then close out of here, you'll see this runs at a much slower rate, yeah? And it's not generating any sound at the moment because we haven't put any points in here. And it's where you put your playback markers is what determines how the playback and how you create all these really interesting sounds. So then again, if we go back over here and change this out to 10 minutes, it's going to look like it's traveling even slower. Look at that, and even smaller. We're going to keep it at 10 seconds for the sake of this demo. Let's do that. All right, so now at any time we can clear all of these messages coming through just by hitting clear, and it will start recording again. You can do it on individual tracks as well. So if there's a little red X, that'll just clear one at a time. So they'll start at they'll kind of start at different times, right? So if I do one here, bring it back in. So you get what I'm saying there. You can actually copy. So I can copy this over to another one. So if I hit copy, you can copy 2 to 1 or 1 to 2, so you can copy them back and forward. We have an auto here. Now we'll cover the auto. This is an auto pause, so when I touch, it's going to pause whichever track I touch. Let's turn off auto. So you've got auto pause up the top here for all of them. Now when that's on, both of these will be on, but you can independently turn one off and have this one pause and this one not pause, okay? So you see then when I put a mark on, when I hold down, it's actually starting to play wherever this marker is here. And you can see as I drag it up and down, the velocity is changing. That is because currently we're using the Scrub Velocity playback. Now we'll get into these playbacks in a second. You can also pause up here on either one of the tracks, hit pause and then start play again. You can mute them. So if you want to mute one, mute the other, you can do that. And you'll see down the bottom here we have a hold button. So this hold button is works in relation to clicking here on one of the lanes. But let's bounce over first to the playback node so you can see what they are. Both channels have their own playback node just by hitting the little play here, and they include scrub pitch, scrub velocity, freeze, hit, scratch pitch, and scratch velocity. We're going to start with a scrub pitch and click off that little play. I'm going to hit the hold here, turn off auto down there. Now, wherever I place this, watch what happens. It's going to hold. Now that will be the playhead, and every time a note passes through, it's going to generate this note that, and it's got a P on it, which states for pitch. And I can drag this down. Change the pitch. I can put another one over here if I want. So already you should be able to see the generative possibilities by placing these all over the place with different pitches. Now if I turn off hold here and place a note, it doesn't stay, but you can click and just randomly put something in there, and as soon as you let go, it disappears. We're going to keep hold on both of these for now. let's go down the bottom and play with the next one, which is scrub velocity. So we'll put one of these in here. We'll mute this one. So now you can hear it's playing the notes at this point, but instead of going up a pitch, we can change the velocity here. So you could go in here and add a few of these. And we'll bring this one back in. So as you should be able to tell, fantastic for already using generative apps because you're generating even further, more randomness and more craziness, which is super, super interesting. Let's run through some of the different ones. We'll mute this one. We'll kill these. Now we also have a freeze. I love the freeze. So if we hold this and drag it up, when it's in the middle, it's going to get that hold on that note, playing multiple notes. But then if we drag to the left or right, and we can create a bunch of these. Let's add the other track back in. Okay, let's mute this one now and come back down here. We'll clear these out. Let's try a hit. Now, pretty much what it says it is what it is. It's a hit. So whenever you place it, it's going to hit. On that moment, right? So if I hit here, it's not going to make any sound. And I'm just touching now with my finger. We also have scratch pitch. Let's bring back in the freezes. Wow, really wild sounds. Now the beautiful thing is you can mix and match. Let's just mute these. We'll come back up here to our freezers. And we come up at a scrub pitch. Okay, so I've just paused it there. Remember, you can clear at any time. And I love how you can pause it and still have that note because we've got these held notes going on. And then when you let go, it's back off again. Now remember, you can also turn on the through. Let's just mute this section. We can turn on our through as well, so the original notes will come through too. All right, let's turn it down a little bit and let that play in the background, because down the bottom we have our grid, so you can change this from time to beats. You can sync to the host or to tempo, so you can tap your tempo, set your tempo. We can also change our divisions as well. And you can snap to grid as well, so if you want to move this stuff around, let's just, you can see it's snapping to grid. Or snap to object. As I said, we can set auto pause, so if I touch the screen, it's going to pause it. You can record other, so I can click this and start recording from the other track. Let's turn off the through here. And we have record buttons here as well too. Got DSP Max out there. Whoa. That was insane. We'll keep that in the show. I mean, it sounds like something from Twin Peaks. It's wild. This is just one piano, yeah? You want to get rid of these? You can just do a quick delete. I'm going to bring in a scrub pitch. And we've got a no silence button up here. So when there's silence, it won't play kind of thing. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. All right, let's have a quick look at it with some drums. Okay, so here we are back in AUM, and I've got a copy of Drum Computer with Octocron going into Midifruuze, going into Drum Computer. Let's play it just hearing Octocron. Now I've already put in some little playback nodes in here, some freezes, and a few others in here. Now if I turn off the through, first we'll unpause and turn off the through. So again, you're getting a whole lot of that randomization. It's really cool. So that is Midifruuze by Alex Nadzharov on iOS for only $3.99, or you can get it in a bundle of 3 for $7.99. It's on the App Store now. As you can see, a lot of cool variations of sound can be made and a heap of fun. Are you enjoying the content on this channel? Please let me know by leaving a comment down below and by hitting the like, doing the subscribe, and ringing the bell for future updates, episodes, and live streams. Okay, again, it's time for me to get out of here. So remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better, and we'll all rise together. Stay awake and let's Doge!